right, welcoming you to chair yoga for the care of Waldenstroms. I'm so happy to be back after a week break while I cared for my cold and cough. And I thought of you a lot. I got a lot of really nice messages from you, and it was really beautiful to be supported by the community. Even with a little old cold, I felt very supported, and I'm really grateful for all of you who wrote me messages or even, thought, oh gosh, I hope she's better soon. I really appreciate that. It does help us recover more quickly when we feel supported. Community is so important. And we can't heal in a vacuum. So that's why these classes, at least one part of these classes, is very therapeutic. So I want to take our class today a little bit slower for myself and then for other people who are here caring for various things. But I do want to return to a favorite breath practice, bees breath. This was my best friend while I was sick, my bees breath practice. So bees breath, just as a reminder, it's basically a lifestyle intervention at this point with the amount of research that has been done that supports that it can help manage stress with those prolonged exhalations while we hum on the out breath. We're able to enhance the parasympathetic nervous system and slow down the sympathetic nervous system. We are looking at the risk factors for systemic inflammation in chronic diseases like high heart rate, low heart rate variability, which is kind of like a way that you measure resilience and the way that you deal with stress, and then lung function. So these are three markers that go into showing what systemic inflammation might look like in chronic disease. And guess what? Bees breath helps with all of those. I did a little more digging on bees breath because you think you know everything about something, and then you look at the last year. Even just in the last year, there are new research studies that have been done on Brahmari pranayama. Some of you talk about tinnitus, and that is another study that has been done that shows bees breath reduced the irritability, depression, and anxiety associated with tinnitus, as well as the quality. So there have been studies that show that bees breath helps with chronic sinusitis. Are you still stuffed up? Do you still have this nasal blockage feeling? Gosh, I do. And then improving sleep quality and cognitive improvement. And then what I usually talk about when I talk about bees breath is lowering the risk of infection, right? So bees breath, this humming sound, when we make this humming sound, this antimicrobial, antiviral, antifungal molecule that lives in our parasinuses oscillates more quickly, and then that in turn increases the exchange of air between the sinuses and the nasal cavity. So when we breathe that in, we're delivering this beneficial molecule to our respiratory system. Lots of research on nitric oxide and research on bees breath and its effect on the delivery of nitric oxide. So that's all the science. I also just know it makes me feel good. So maybe we can try that together. First, let's go ahead and do a little bit of movement, and then we're going to dive into bees breath, which I suggest we try to do for 5 minutes twice a day as a regular lifestyle intervention. Okay, so we're going to come back to that. Let's begin just by inhaling the arms out and up and exhaling the arms out and down. Just kind of getting the blood and the lymph fluid moving. And bees breath is also great when you have lawnmowers or blowers outside your window, as I currently do, going along with the idea that if you can't beat them, join them. Inhaling and exhaling. Easy breath. So nice to see you, Joanne. And Judy. Let's take 3 more. As far up as feels good to you. Just getting a little bit of movement in a lot of places today. You got it, Marty. Last one here. All right, and then I'm going to give myself a hug for getting out of bed, for coming to yoga, and for taking exquisite care of myself today. All right. And then let's go ahead and dive into a few rounds of bees breath. We're not going to do it for 5 minutes in a row here, but we'll try 1 minute. So go ahead and just take a sip of water. Get yourself ready with the feet on the earth. I brought my singing bowl here so that we have a friend to tone along with. Can you hear that? All right. So with the feet on the earth and the hands in the lap, you could close your eyes and just take a few easy, normal breaths, breathing in, breathing out. Normally we would like to breathe in and out of the nose, but if the nose is congested, you can breathe through the mouth. If you're feeling really stressed today, you could exhale with the mouth open. Now with bees breath, if you'd like to try some humming with me, we would like to hum and keep the mouth closed. And the mouth closed ensures that we're going to get all that beneficial nitric oxide into our system rather than letting it escape. So we're breathing in through the nose, and as we exhale, we're creating a little humming sound like that of a bee. As you breathe in, imagine that beneficial molecule going into your respiratory system, helping you fight off infection. Let's do 2 more. Beautiful, my friends. All right. Thank you for your patience with this sound outside my room. As I mentioned, I'll be moving shortly into a wooded area which has no other buildings around it. So we will not have these distractions. Moving forward, I'm hoping to up my Zoom game. So let's go ahead and stretch that right arm out to the right and bring lots and lots of space between the fingers. Take a breath in. Exhale, make a fist around the thumb and drop the knuckles down as far as you can go. Good. Breathing in, lifting up, spreading wide. Breathing out, dropping those knuckles down. Good. One last one. Easy breath. All Let my arm drop down and bring the other arm out to the side. You got it, Mary. Opening those fingers nice and wide. Take a big breath in. And close that fist around the thumb. Drop the knuckles down. You've got it. Inhaling, lifting, spreading. Exhaling, fist dropping down, down, down. And one last one. Big breath. You've got it. And then simply letting that left arm rest for a moment as we bring the right arm out to the right. And I'm going to bring my left ear over towards my left shoulder and just let my left shoulder also kind of relax a little bit. And I'm circling the palm on my right hand, little circles. So I'm just tilting that left ear to the left shoulder and dropping the arm down little by little. Little by little. That arm coming down until I'm ready to tuck it behind my back. Tucking the arm behind my back, spinning my chin down. And then coming back up and switching sides. I've got that left arm out to the left, already feeling a lot looser here in my upper body as we tilt the right ear away from the arm and circling that palm, making sure that right shoulder is loose, relaxed. You got it. Palm moving down little by little, still breathing here. You've got it. Tucking the arm behind the back. Spinning my chin down towards my shoulder, taking a couple breaths. And then coming back up. And I'm just going to rub my hands together. Interlace my fingers, press the palms away, juice up the fingers. Maybe make a fist and roll the fists. Yeah, maybe you want to do a figure 8 type movement. Good. Shaking the hands out. Let the hands be really loose. Oh yeah, that's good. All right, and then I'm just resting my hands in my lap, and I'm just going to do a few head tilts here. Moving my head from side to side. I could breathe into center, breathe out, and letting both arms be heavy here, both shoulders relax. You got it, and I'm not forcing this. I'm just going to do this nice and slow, just a little tilt. Coming to center and a little tilt. All right, and then returning to center and opening both arms nice and wide. And bring my arms back, lift my chest a little bit, arching my back, big breath in. And exhale, I'm just going to bring my arms forward, interlace my fingers, and pull my arms away from my body a little bit. Inhale, open wide. Arching the back, exhale, interlace, pull the arms away from the body. Maybe a little bit of a slight space opening up in the upper back as you do this. You could do this a couple more times, arching, and then almost like a neutral rounding. And I might take one more big juicy arch. Good, you got it. And then I'm just letting the arms rest at my sides. And I'm going to move to my chair in the back there. So I'm going to ask you to take a little bit of a wider stance. little bit of a wider stance, and we're just going to loosen up the spine. So taking some circles here. Circling in one direction. And the other. And then slow return to center. See how it would feel to lift that right arm up and over. And I'm going to take a big breath and reach a little bit farther through my fingertips. And come on back to center. That's good, Beth. Inhaling, left arm lift up and over. Another breath here, reaching a little higher. Good, and just caring for yourself if you've got any issues in the shoulders here, making this work for you. Left side lift. Good, that's wonderful, Carol. Just loosening up all those little muscles between the ribs, right, that I bet have been getting a lot of action with the coughing that we've been doing, right? Some of us recovering from COVID or other infection. All right, coming back to center, I'm going to bring my arms out to the sides, and I'm going to begin to flick my fingers off the edges of my palms, like I'm flicking water away. And I'm going to get a little faster. I'm going to go as fast as I possibly can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. So let's take a breath together. Breathing in through the nose. Out through the nose or mouth. You might want to even make a little sounds. Breathing in through the nose. And one more. All right, I love it. I wish I could hear all of you. And bringing the arms out to the sides. Once again, I'm going to swish my wrists. Nice and loose and lazy at first. And I might get a little faster. Da 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 da, and faster. Imagining your own private orchestra playing at a fevered pitch. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the arms down. Feel that energy flowing in the upper body. It's just so nice to sit and breathe. All right, one more breath. Okay, so I'm going to walk my feet together, and I'm going to turn my whole upper torso to the right. I was going to do a little twist at the beginning of class here with both feet on the ground. Turning my torso to the right and using my hands to support my twist. I'm just going to take one more breath here. Travel back to center. Turn that upper torso to the left. Hands supporting your twist. A big breath. Release all the air out. And then come on back to center. Let's do that one more time on each side. Just a gentle twist to the right. Don't forget to breathe. Come back to center and gentle twist to the left. And come back to center. All right. I'm going to take a walk in my chair, or if I'm standing, I could take a walk in place. And I'm imagining the strength of my core here, keeping me uplifted. And I'm using opposite arm, opposite leg. Maybe I have to think about that one a little bit, and that would be okay. Don't forget to breathe. Getting the blood moving, getting the lymph fluid moving, increasing the heart rate a little bit. You've got it, Catherine. Beautiful. Energy begets energy, right? This is what we do to fight cancer-related fatigue, is to move. It's the #1 intervention for cancer-related fatigue. All right, and then we're just coming back and we're going to take the hands on the lap. And I'm going to decide whether standing up is a good idea for me today. So if you are caring for really, really lower energy levels today, or you're really fighting an infection, you might decide to stay seated. If you're caring for mobility issues, you might decide to stay seated, and that would be totally fine. If you'd like to try standing, you could do so mindfully. Good. And then we'll go ahead and, wherever you are, seated or standing, we're going to notice the feet. We're going to move the feet a little bit. So I'm just going to lift up my heel and the other heel. So I'm bending one knee, lifting up the heel, and massaging my toes on the earth. Little bit of movement in a lot of places. All right, so my toes feel like they're getting a little bit of a massage. And now I might like to gently request all of my toes to lift and spread. And my toes may or may not listen as I try to dig them down into the earth. Lifting and spreading just the toes off the earth and then digging the toes back down. Maybe some or all of the toes respond. Maybe none of the toes respond. If none of the toes respond, I am envisioning that they are. I am visualizing my toes lifting and spreading and then digging. And then when I'm ready, if I'm practicing this today, I might come up onto my tiptoes and slowly float my way down. I could hold onto my chair for support. Right, or I might be able to lift one arm or both arms. As I inhale, I could float my way up. Right? If you decided to stay seated, you could just do the upper body part. And you could envision seeing yourself lifting up, floating down. And I think when I was a kid, I can remember the idea that if I just believed in it, I could fly, right? If I could just sort of picture myself taking off, I could do it. And I know that lots of dreams we can see ourselves flying. And I think there's something to be said for this visualization of being light, of being lifted. Breathing in, breathing out, right? Going as slowly or as quickly as you like. Maybe one more, two more, whatever floats your boat. All right, a lot of you went really slowly here, and I love to see your practice. It's beautiful, I like it. And then I'm just going to walk it out. Well, opposite arm, opposite leg. I'm either seated or I'm standing. And I could even walk around my room if I wanted. Right? I could walk over to the window and I could see those guys have gone away a little bit. I'd walk over here. Right? So you might want to walk around your room a little bit, making sure that you don't have anything underneath you you're going to trip over. That's always the case, right? Walking it out, getting the blood moving, getting the heart rate increasing. I don't know if I can keep up with you, Jane. She's on a jogging pace. Wonderful. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on to a nice wide stance. Circle the hips. If you're seated, you could do some more of those torso circles with a wider stance. That's good, Susan. Coming back the other direction. And then I'm going to flow a little bit with my side bending. So I'm lifting my right arm up and over. And as I do this, I'm letting the left arm be loose. Left arm is nice and loose. And then lifting my left arm up, allowing the right arm to relax. Right arm is relaxing. Good. Flowing from side to side, noticing what it's like in my body today. All right, and then I'm coming back, and I'm gonna go ahead and take a moment to stretch my back, keeping my head lifted if I have glaucoma, vertigo. So I might find the edge of a countertop or table or my chair, and just take what we're calling a downward facing dog. And I'm breathing into my upper back, my middle back, my lower back. One more big breath. And then walking yourself up and stepping the right foot forward. Bringing the left foot back, sinking into your warrior one foot stance, right? Or envisioning the warrior one. If you feel wobbly here, you could walk the right foot over to the right a little bit. And maybe you'd like to practice today with one hand on the chair, or both hands at heart center, or both hands overhead. Those are some options for you, and you can choose what feels best for you. If you need a little grounding, maybe the hands come to heart center. And if you're caring for high blood pressure, the hands could be at heart center. Right? Hands overhead, you need a little uplifting, you need a little energy. That's good. Big breath. Nice solid warrior ones, my friends. And then we'll step our way out and shorten the stance a little bit. Right? And if you're seated, you could maybe do a forward fold with the right foot forward a little bit as we take a bow. Take a bow. The hands could be resting on the back of the chair or the fingertips on the seat of the chair. You've got it, Anne. Tucking my chin so I don't exacerbate my neck. Big breath. All right, and then we're walking ourselves up, and we're going to step back into that downward dog for 2 more breaths. Sigh it out the mouth. If you're seated, you could take a couple of bees breaths. You could even try a bees breath in your asana practice. See where you feel the humming tone in your body. Allow your family members to wonder if you're okay, humming to yourself while you do yoga. Coming up, we'll step the left foot forward. Bring the right foot back at a little angle. Walking that left foot to the left if you feel wobbly for our warrior one. Right, options with the hands. Right, maybe if you're in your seat, yeah, you can raise the arms overhead and see in your mind's eye your warrior one, so strong. Got it, Ginger. Tucking that belly towards the spine, engaging that right glute muscle. One more breath. And then we're stepping out of it, slowly transitioning to our next pose with 2 straight legs, a shortened stance, and tipping the heart forward. Trying to keep my back nice and strong, trying to keep my chin tucked. Yeah, so I often lead with the chin, jut the chin, and so I want to undo a little bit of that by tucking my chin in. Good, and slowly making your way up when you're ready. And we're going to walk it out again. Walking in place, marching in place in your seat or on your feet. Finding your breath. You've got it. Now maybe you'd like to do something a little bit different. Crossing the elbow to the knee. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, coming back. And let's go ahead and let's take a moment to come to our standing mountain pose or seated mountain pose. So I've got my feet on the earth. My legs are strong. I'm sitting up or standing up nice and tall as if I had a string coming up out of the top of my head, lifting me into the heavens. While my shoulders rinse down away from my ears, and I can feel the energy in my palms, my fingertips. I might feel safe closing my eyes, or I might want to keep them open. As I exhale, I might imagine the roots going down into the earth, sending those roots down. And as I inhale, I could draw up some nourishment and support. Exhaling, my roots spreading wider, intertwining, interweaving with my fellow WM friends. Drinking up that nourishment. Beautiful. Now I'm blinking the eyes open. And let's go ahead and work on our balance a little bit here today. So if you're seated, you might be envisioning this. Right? So I'm going to take my weight over into my right foot with a little bendy bounce. And I'm going to pick up my left heel off the earth. And I'm just going to open my knee out to the side a little bit. And then I might lift my foot up and place it on my calf. Right? Or I could keep the toe on the earth. That's an option here, squeezing that right glute muscle. So you could hold on to your chair, maybe the left hand or the right hand comes to the heart. Maybe both hands come to the heart for just a millisecond. Zipping up the core. Big breath in, imagine the tall tree that you are. And then step out of it and kick out that right leg. Rinse it out. So just a quick visit to tree pose there. And then we'll switch it up. So weight will come into that left foot. Pick up the right heel, open the knee to the side. You can keep the toe where it is, or you could bring it up a little higher. And I'm zipping up my core. I'm finding my version of tree pose. That might mean I keep my hand on the chair the whole time. That might mean I'm just picturing a tree and I'm feeling the length and the breadth of my body. Just one big network of trees. And then release it out. Good. That's good. Kick it out. And then I'll go ahead and just rub my hands together, create a little warmth. Bring the fist to my lower back. Rub up and down along the spine. Sending that love to the lower back. And then I might like to engage my legs, my glute muscles, and just lift my heart a little bit. Squeeze my elbows towards each other. Breathe into the rib cage. Feel that rib cage expanding. And then come on back. And then let's come to sit. Maybe you take a sip of water on the way there. All right. How are you guys doing? Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and take that right ankle over the left knee or whatever feels best. And I'm just going to take a moment to give my right foot a little attention, or my right shin or knee, whatever's available. This might feel good to just stay doing this, or I could come to my hip stretch by leaning forward just a little. Leaning forward and finding the amount of sensation that feels right to me. Letting my shoulders relax. I'm tucking my chin. And I'm letting the tincture of time really do the work here to stretch my right glute muscles. Come on up when you're ready, and crossing that right knee over the left. Using those core muscles. See how far you can twist without using your hands. Twisting to the right side. And I'm also squeezing my legs towards each other. So there's that sort of propulsion. And then I could bring my hands down and support my twist and maybe go a little deeper if that felt safe to me. And slowly returning to center. Same two things on the other side. Crossing the left ankle over the right knee and just taking a moment, spending a little time with that left leg, that left shin, calf, or foot. Right, doing what feels possible for you today. Modifying it if you need to modify it. You got it, Judy. And then I might go into my hip stretch, just gently reaching the heart forward and softening my shoulders, finding my breath. Coming back up when you're ready. Good. Let's cross that knee over, and again I'm seeing how far I can go just using my torso muscles to twist to the left. And keeping those engaged, I'll then place my hands in a way that supports my twist, and I might go a little deeper if I felt safe doing so. My shoulders are relaxed. Chin is level with the earth. One more breath. Coming back to center and making any other movements the body's asking for. Any last stretches. And then we'll wind down with another round of bee's breath. We'll sort of observe if it feels any different. This time I'll invite you to place your hands on your body, somewhere where you expect you might be able to feel the vibration of your bee's breath. So that could be the chest, that could be the belly, that could be both. You're going to take a moment just to ground down, noticing the feet on the earth, seat in the chair. You might close your eyes if they're not already. And just take a moment to feel the vitality in your body. When you're ready to begin practicing bees breath, you're going to inhale through the nose and exhale, create the humming sound with the mouth closed. Let it be easy as you create the humming sounds. Let the belly be soft and full. And if bees breath doesn't feel good to you today, you don't have to do it. You can try anything, any other kind of breathing, just noticing your breath. For one more. And then maybe there is another sound you would like to make, or you could join me in creating the sound of one Om and 3 Shantis for peace. Breathing in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Blinking the eyes open, bringing the hands together at heart center, and feeling the connection of this just amazing community, so vibrant, so full of love and support for one another. I am truly, truly grateful to be your guide, and I learned so much from you. I hope to see you later this week. Karen is going to be, Karen, why am I saying Karen? Sharon. Sharon is going to be sharing with us a cardio and strength training session on Friday. That'll be at 12:30 Eastern Time for a change. We want to see if we can grab some of those UK folks a little earlier. And then on Sunday, we'll have basically the opposite of Sharon's class, Yoga Nidra. And that is a guided relaxation practice you can do from bed. And I'll have the bowls there. And I might be in my new location, so we'll see if that works out. Thank you all so much for being here today, and take exquisite care of yourselves throughout the rest of this week. Namaste.